Hi everyone, it's Cindy. Welcome back to Studioloo. So I'm here today, still a little bit gargly from this cold, but I'm okay. So I wanted to just kind of show you what's happening in my studio right now. So I'm getting decently into this book that's called The Man of the Forest, and I want to do a project today for this in progress journal that I haven't shared with anyone yet, but it's well in progress. And then I want to show you what's coming up soon. So this book, The Destorying Angel, is just beautiful. It's a vintage book. It's like what year is this book from? Is 1912, and The Destorying Angel is actually the name of a particularly dangerous white mushroom that has a skirt underneath it. It's often the kind of mushroom that people end up getting toxicity from. So I think it's actually really perfect for a mushroom journal kind of project though. So I also have this Spotter's Guide to Mushrooms and Other Fungi that I may use a bit. And then I have the Enchanted Mushrooms, this book that's just kind of full of some fun. This is actually art that can be framed if you want to, but I may end up using bits and bobs from that for this book. But primarily I am going to be doing a design team project for the Junk Journal Studio with her mushroom kit. So I've got all this ephemera that I've printed. This is a really big set of two kits. One is ephemera and one is pages. And so the pages are really beautiful, and I printed them on this paper. It's actually called Mushroom. The tint of this paper that I bought is in a mushroom tint, and it's like this kind of fun hazy brownish kind of tone. So take a look at some of these patterns. They are beautiful, super beautiful patterns of mushrooms, and yeah, I'm really excited to use them. So that's not why we're here today, that we're here to work on The Man in the Forest, but I want to show you what's coming up because this will be kind of the next big sort of project. So I'll set these aside, and what I want to do is I want to borrow today a little bit from this kit to make a couple things actually for this journal. So this will kind of be a bit of a blend of the Junk Journal Studio and my own stuff. So that being said, what I need is something for like a nice background, but also forefront things, and I think labels. So I'm going to keep this page aside that has nice labels and a couple of leaves. And then I'm just going to see, do I want, I know I need fussy cut mushrooms to fussy cut. So I'm going to grab one page of mushrooms, and then I'm trying to decide if I want to use these for a background or not. Because I'm kind of thinking I might want to hoard them for the mushroom journal. Not that I can't print more, I can. Sorry, that was the dinner bell. My husband is beckoning that I come for dinner. So yeah, I'm thinking, oh, those are nice. And the bingo card. I think I'm going to go with those. Okay, so we're just going to borrow from the Junk Journal Studio mushroom kit these 3 pages to kind of work a little bit on this journal. So I've created these two guys here. These are my Man of the Forest that's going to be a part of the lore of this journal, and I've also got some Global Land dies that I want to use to make a couple of fun pieces of ephemera. So that is today's project. Okay, so I think that the guy that I want to use for this is going to be the smaller one, so we'll just tuck him in there and they can go off for a while. And then I'm going to use, so this is some paper that I made that's kind of, it was a rusty carbonized paper with begonia leaf, but there's so much there was so much like green and liquid that it didn't get really black like I wanted. So I'm going to use it for the framing of this project. So of these dies, I want to get my rectangular one. And I think I want to use the two larger ones. So I'll just give these a twist and take them off. And then my little plier, where did I put it? Oh, it is over on my sewing desk, I think. Because I was doing some sewing machine maintenance earlier today. Might be able to just use these tweezers. These are the gnarliest tweezers. They're so bent out of shape. I use them for all sorts of inappropriate things that in crafting. Okay, I need to get my pliers. One moment. Okay, here we go. Now we can get those little bits off. Now, what I want to do for this first cut is I'm going to keep these two frames together because I want to create a frame. Let me grab my die cut machine. Okay, pop the magnetic mat there. Then I think this piece I can probably just go to about here, yeah. So we can tear that paper down the center. I probably don't need to do this the hard way, but you know, here we are. Okay. Plunk that on there. Thought I just heard a baby crying, and it is not my baby, it is my neighbor's baby. Thinking, what could he possibly be crying about, and why does he suddenly sound so much younger than he is? Nope, not my baby. Okay, so let's cut the frame out first here. Okay. And that I will use for something else. Now what I need to do is I need just the larger frame. So I'm going to separate these two again and set this one aside. But I am going to just get the little gnarly bits off. I need another one of these now for the backing. And I also need a piece of acetate that is the same size. So why don't I see if I can cut them together? We'll see. I may not be able to. It might be too thick, but let's just give it a go. Okay. I'm going to bring it right back through. Okay, did it cut the acetate? No, it didn't. But it mostly cut the paper. That's interesting. Let's just run it again, because I've got the outline right there. Or actually, did it cut? It did cut. I don't even need to run it again. Okay, so that's done. All right. Now I need the acetate. Can I break this? No. Okay, it'll be easy to cut though if it doesn't work. So I'll try with just the acetate and no paper and see if we can cut acetate with this. Okay. No, but we do get a nice impression. That's acceptable, I think. So I at least have a guide for cutting, and I can accept that. So let's put this over here. And then I'll come in and see we have this nice outline. Actually quite easy for me to follow with my scissor. Okay. And to be completely honest, I'm probably not even going to need to worry too much about the edge. So, you know, I think I'm just going to try to cut across. I'll show you why it won't matter. I was just doing an experiment to see if it could cut acetate. Okay. So now let's go to the pieces we've cut here. So this one, and this one. Now, the whole point of this for me is I want this to lay on here as a background, and then I want to have that as a frame, okay? So I want to put my little guy here on the inside of my frame. But first, I'm just going to ink him up a little bit because he's a little bit too white. So we'll just go around the edges here with a bit of this darker ink. So I want him a bit grungy. I probably don't have to worry too much about his feet because I don't think they're going to be able to fit in my frame. So now what we want to do, get rid of this inky paper, I'll lay this here, and then we just need to position him and the things that we want within the frame. So from the mushroom kit, I want to grab one of these, cut this out. Okay, so this is where we're going to be doing our little collaging here. So I'm going to grab my art glitter glue. Okay. And I want him to go about there. Yeah, right about there. So I'm going to chop his legs like right here because we don't need those. That'll give me a guide where to put him down. Oops. There we go. Perfect. Now we'll just trim the excess white bits off of here. Okay, so that's what I want in there. Now, I also have, these are some like giant kind of dandelion type floaty bits, and I want to put a few of those inside there. And I just have them trapped here in between some acetate, so I'm just going to put them on here. Just like giant dandelion type plant seeds. They're not actually dandelion. They're another plant very similar, but they're much bigger. I'm totally forgetting the name right now. Okay, now we need the acetate, which is here. And I'm just going to go around the edge of it with a bit of art glitter glue. Okay. I'm not worrying too much about any smudging going on with glue because it's art glitter glue. It's going to be invisible. Then I'm going to glue on my frame. So if you can hear my dog whining, he's just waiting to go outside. Husband is just getting ready and he's very impatient. He's a very impatient beagle. Okay. Get our frame all lined up there. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to actually go over to the sewing machine and I want to add a line of stitching all around the frame and then come back and we're going to do a little bit more fun collaging. All right, so stitching has been done. I did just 2 straight stitch lines around and you'll see the seeds trapped in there, the mushrooms here from the Junk Journal Studios mushroom kit, and then my little tree man here. So now I want to do a bit of collaging on the front of the frame to create kind of a foreground. So I'm going to choose from this beautiful mushroom page here these 2. And we'll just quickly fussy cut these. The nice thing with the Junk Journal Studio fussy cuts is she gives you this really nice shaded line around, so it makes it a lot easier. Okay, and I will link these kits in this video, even though it's like not a fully focused video on my design team project. I'll share it now though because yeah, they're just really, really lovely kits. Okay. Then I'm also going to cut out a label to go on here, and I want one I think that can stand up a little bit to the background, so I think I'll go with the dark brown one here. Set that there, and I may also grab one of these leaves. There we go. Okay. So now we can do a little bit of foreground collage. I also have a bit of this folder paper. I have some of this green, but I think this green might be a little too light. And I was sort of thinking of just creating almost like a bit of a mossy foreground here. And then maybe lay the mushroom here, one, and then another one here with it. So they're like a little cluster. And that could kind of go maybe over, well actually no, I should put them on the other side because I've got the seeds on this side. So one, I may do that up here or maybe down here like a little collage. Okay, I have a plan, I think. have a kind of an interesting idea for this. So, you know how you should always try to like color outside the lines? This is going to be collage outside the borders, okay? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a tacky glue down to just put in place with on the card the things we know we want to be on the card, okay? But some of it's going to be hanging off. So like that's going to go over here. It's going to hang off the side. Scandalous, I know. Okay, then this one also. Here. Then I want to put this maybe behind the moss a little, down there. Okay, and then the leaf, that can go entirely on. Probably like that. Okay, so now what we have is this. So what I'm going to do is just trim this a bit by tearing it. Now I'm going to go from behind here, see this? And we're going to use the rest of this paper, or that won't be big enough, so we'll use the bigger sheet. And we're going to create a pocket on the back of this like so. Okay. So basically you're just going to glue all of this, the hanging off bits. Then you're going to attach as though you would a pocket back here. Okay. And then come in with your paper. You glue that whole thing down. And what you've essentially done now is you've extended the size of your journal card. So I'm just going to cut sort of an irregular line all the way around here. Okay. Perfect. Then it needs a bit of an outline. So let's go back into the scorched timber here. Oh, and I need to... Do I want to trim that equally? Yeah, I think I do. Just gonna go up to the line of the acetate and just trim this away so it all looks cohesive. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so now this is like, let me see. Yeah. I need some kind of a way to show this pocket off more back here. And I'm trying to decide, do I want to use a punch to punch a thumb hole, or what might be more interesting would just be taking another one of these leaves, like this little one here. I'm going to cut the stem off, but I'm going to use this leaf. And that'll just kind of give it a little mark there. You'll see it's a pocket. And then we have an opportunity to create another journal card for this because it's in the back here. Okay. And I think I'm going to also add a mushroom on top of it for collage. Thinking maybe the lighter colored one would be nice because it will stand up on that nice background. Okay. I'll just grunge the edge of this a little, as well as the mushroom itself. I'll just grunge it. And this can pop right in the back here as a nice little hidden kind of mushroom journal card on the back of our freeform collage journal card pocket, off the page collage. I'm really happy with this. It turned out so perfect for my book. So that being said, that's my little project for today. You will see more of both the Man of the Forest as well as the design team project I'm working on for the Destorying Angel for the Junk Journal Studios mushroom kit. So thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you're doing well, and we'll talk again soon. Bye for now.